Let's see what he's got.
Oh, what a move. Around Williams. He's switched by Humphries. Oh, puts a move on Humphries and scores.
Nate Robinson, or the Crypto Nate, as he was fondly called, wasn't just another random player that passed through the NBA. No, he's one of the most memorable players to have graced the league, and any OG fan will remember him for his signature aggressive dunks and his super jovial personality. Nate was that person you just couldn't hate, and well, it also helped that he knew how to put on a show whenever he stepped foot on the court. However, his fans were taken aback when the superstar came clean with his long-kept secret in a statement that shook the entire NBA world. Well, hello and welcome back to your favorite channel for hot and trending basketball stories. Today, we'll be looking at the inside story of a three-time NBA Slam Dunk MVP and his secret struggles with kidney failure. But hang on, folks, because this is not some sad cliche story or a cry for pity. No, this is the triumphant story of how one man conquered the NBA and crowned himself the undisputed Slam Dunk King despite playing the majority of his career with a kidney disease. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the legend of Nate Robinson, and it's one you don't want to miss. Let's get right in. Born on the 31st of May, 1984, in Seattle, Washington, Nathaniel Cornelius Robinson had always had a keen interest in sports right from a very young age. Perhaps the fact that his father was a professional football player might have had something to do with it. But for Nate, his athleticism meant he had the potential to excel at just about any sport he wanted. However, the young boy had his eyes fixed on the beautiful game of basketball, and what a beautiful union it turned out to be. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here, because for Nate, the journey had to involve high school and college levels, where he did exploits both as a football and as a basketball player. He really was the proverbial jack of all trades, but he certainly did master both sports. However, his interest in basketball only grew stronger with every game he played, and before long, he was already the star player for his Washington Huskies. You see, the more he played, the clearer it became that his skills were way too refined for college basketball. So, in April of 2005, Robinson declared for the NBA drafts, and that marked the start of what would turn out to be a scintillating career. Nate Robinson was selected as the 21st overall pick by the Phoenix Suns, but he would find himself heading to New York after an instantaneous trade with the Knicks. Well, that trade might as well go down as his stroke of good fortune, because the then 21-year-old really got in his strides in New York. At the end of his rookie season, the point guard had featured in 72 games, 26 of which he started, and garnered an average of 9.2 points and 2.0 assists per game. Of course, these were excellent numbers for a rookie, but Robinson's stellar rookie season just wasn't quite done. The Crypto Nate would go on to show the world his true talents during the All-Star Weekend of 06. This youngster showed just how dominant he can be in the air, as he outdunked everybody to win his first slam dunk contest in a spectacular manner. Right there and then, it became clear to the world that this kid has got real talent. As a fierce competitor that loves to win and hates to lose, Nate described himself as the selfish kind, and you can easily see it in the way he plays. The man never hesitates to give his all on the court, and he definitely isn't one to take prisoners. It was always all or nothing for him, and this helped add a much-needed edge to his game. Also, the fact that he started off as a football player meant he had something that most basketball players don't, and that's a bull-like kind of aggression. He successfully added this quality to his game, and it just makes him a bit more unplayable. I mean, what do you do against a player who's never afraid to go toe-to-toe with anyone? It's just so incredible and a little bit outrageous when you think about it, because at 5'9", Nate was definitely one of the smaller players back in his day. And well, we all know how much of a liability shorter players can be in a sport dominated by giants, but not for Nate Robinson. You see, what the man lacked in height, he more than made up for with his aggression, swagger, and loudmouth, but most especially his aggression. He would run through a brick wall if it stood between him and the basket, even though he most times preferred to jump over them. Oh, and yes, the man can jump too. Of course, anybody who watched the 5'9" rocket ship play would acknowledge the fact that not many players in the history of the NBA could outjump him. It's almost as if he got some metal springs for legs the way he manages to get himself high up in the air every single time to complete the most insane dunks or execute impossible blocks. Yes, he's a beast at both ends of the court, and get this. The little man once guarded against the 7'6" giant Yao Ming and came out on top. Impossible, right? Well, that's what we all thought until we saw it unfold before our eyes. That's just how formidable the Crypto Nate was on his good days. However, you really can't talk about how good Robinson was without paying special tributes to his attacking flair. He was the real definition of an all-round entertainer. From his flamboyant style of play to the cute little celebratory dance, you just can't help but put on a smile whenever you watch the man play. He may not be up there among the greatest to ever play the game. Heck, he doesn't even have a ring to show for the 11 years he spent in the NBA. But there's just no taking away the fact that Nate Robinson was one of those players who made the beautiful game truly beautiful. And there's more. Well, you see, as far as the NBA goes, Nate Robinson will always be remembered for one aspect of his game, which is his show-stopping dunks. The man lived to slam balls aggressively into the basket, and if you're ever tempted to crown an undisputed king of slam dunk, then Nate's definitely in with a shout. After all, he was the first NBA player ever to win the slam dunk contest on 3 different occasions. After announcing himself to the world by winning it in his rookie season, the high-flying sensation went on to win the 2009 and 2010 editions too, and engrave his name deeply into the annals of history. And, well, looking back now, it all sounds so much more impressive considering he achieved all these while battling with severe health conditions. Now talk about a top-level athlete through and through, and this man right here is your perfect example. But hey, to understand just how much of a warrior Nate Robinson was, here's a brief look at his struggles with kidney disease. Of course, it took the entire world by storm when Robinson announced in 2022 that he had been struggling with renal disease. The news sent cold shivers through the entire fan base. No one would have thought the man who always looks full of life had been a lot less than 100%. But what was even more shocking is the fact that he had played through this condition for literally all of his career. Initially diagnosed with high blood pressure in 2006 during his rookie season, Nate had been informed of the danger he faced, especially since high blood pressure has been identified as the second leading cause of kidney problems in the United States. However, the young blood opted to play regardless. In his words, he wasn't going to let no condition get between him and his dreams of making it big in the NBA. Of course, to his credit, he did go on to achieve his dreams of dominating the NBA for as many as 11 years without succumbing to this condition. He had managed to play through the pain without so much as a hint of discomfort, even though he had to deal with more than a few of them privately. He managed to keep the condition in check though, posting over 7,000 points, 1,900 assists, and 1,500 rebounds throughout his awe-inspiring career. But then, however unfortunate it sounds, there's no outrunning the fact that he had bad kidneys, and perhaps that's one problem he couldn't outjump. Sadly, his kidneys failed altogether in 2018, forcing him to draw the curtain on his basketball career. The veteran also added that he doesn't know how much longer he's got to live if he doesn't get a transplant soon. However, he's also maintained a positive outlook in the face of this predicament, insisting that he's happy with life regardless. Now, in the wake of a widespread show of concern for the 3-time slam dunk champion, Nate has come out to reassure his fans that he intends to be a living testimony, a beacon to show other people living with similar conditions that they can get through it too. In his words, he said, "I chose happiness. We only have one life to live, and I intend to live it. My whole life, I've been overcoming obstacles, and this is something else I'll have to overcome." Of course, there's no doubt that Nate Robinson is a fighter, and one of the fiercest kind for that matter, so if anyone can fight back a severe condition like this, it's definitely him. The entire NBA world has been sending him lots of good fortune and well wishes since his announcement, and he's also acknowledged how heartwarming it all has been. Now, his fight with kidney failure is what comes to mind first when you hear the name Nate Robinson today. But then, there's just no denying that the superstar made one hell of an impression in the NBA. And there's certainly no forgetting his exploits as one of the undisputed kings of slam dunk. And there you have it, folks. The incredible story of Nate Robinson's career and his struggle with kidney disease. As always, our thoughts and prayers are with the veteran, and we're backing him to come out stronger than ever. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more inside stories and updates about your favorite NBA stars.